Good morning. This is Reverend Pam Geagan with meditation this morning. I hope you're having a great morning. And I want to begin just by thanking all of you that were so kind with your kind words about Smokey yesterday. And I especially want to thank my family. I want to thank the Olsons, the Clarks, and especially the Wolf Pack. That's what they've nicknamed themselves. And that's my nephew Jubal and all of his extended family, who actually were the ones that brought Smokey to me in the first place. And I just thought I'd just tell you something, just a little tidbit. And I hope this isn't too woo-woo, but I came into life. Some of you who know me really well, I came into life talking to the dead. I thought everybody did this. It was not an unusual thing, I thought. And so when Smokey left yesterday, I knew exactly when his soul left. You could not miss it. Other people in the room couldn't miss it either. One person actually says, my daughter said, my God, he got smaller all of a sudden. And sure enough, without the veterinarian even telling us, his heartbeat had stopped. So, but when I went to check in with him, and I'm going to be talking to my nephew and nieces and everyone today, when I went to check in with him last night, just say, I love you, I miss you, and everything. He was so happy, and I never expected this. And I'll be checking with my niece Antoinette today. His owner was there. His original owner was there, the shaman, and he said not to worry. I'll visit more or less in however I get these messages. Smokey said not to worry. I'll be visiting. I'm so happy I'm with my owner, my original owner. And my first thought, as that little girl in me went, what am I, what am I, chopped liver now? And that was not it at all. His original owner was there to meet him, though, I'm pretty darn sure. So this made me very, very happy. So now we're going to go on with our meditation. I just love each and every one of you. Thank you so much in that time that was so tender for me. And we are doing the meditation following the 5 steps of treatment that Ernest Holmes created from the Science of Mind Center. We're now Centers for Spiritual Living. Ernest Holmes was born in 1887. He died in 1960. He was a New Thought writer, teacher, leader. He was the founder of the spiritual movement known originally as religious science. In recent years, we changed that name to Centers for Spiritual Living because what his premise and promise was is he wanted to honor all faiths. He wanted to honor the divine within. And instead, what was happening, people began to think it was Scientology, which has nothing to do. It's based in all the religions of all the world and honors all the religions of all the world. I always say one source, many paths to that source. And I'll be talking about him later in these meditations, but we're concentrating on what my wonderful husband Patrick created, the acronym Red Umbrellas Ate the Rain. And so the first one is recognition. And I want to talk to you a little bit first about Science of Mind affirmative prayer. It was created as a scientific form of affirmative prayer that underlies the teaching of Science Mind. And it was created, as Ernest Holmes said, to shift our thoughts and our minds so that you come into that which you desire. Way before all the information about the law of attraction, Ernest Holmes was already talking about it and creating it. And so if you would like a situation to change, it starts with your thinking. Just like Ho'oponopono and just like the 4 agreements, be impeccable with your thoughts, your words, and then your actions. And say, when those thoughts come up, the desirous thoughts, learn how to focus. It helps you clarify this affirmative prayer helps you clarify your thinking, focus your thinking. And one of the things is, let's say you want to start a new treatment and doing an affirmative prayer, and you think, oh, well, I want help for myself. And so the simple method is divided into 5 steps: recognition, unification, affirmation, thanksgiving, and release. And recognition is that first step that recognizes the infinite spirit of the divine that lies within each and every one of us. So we're going to start, and then I'll be talking more about that divine spirit, that divine spirit that will be connecting with and recognizing in all of these prayer treatments for the rest of this week, and then the next month coming up, going through all of these steps. So we're just going to relax in, and I always just like bringing that energy in and through and all around me, and I like seeing that light, that tunnel that goes from all of the infinite planes of existence right in through, because we are like if a garden, if we are planted in a garden, our seed is important, it is unique to that garden. And so I see that individuality in the oneness, which is the wholeness, which is we are the divine light and aspect of that one being, that one energetic force, which I call God. People call it different things at different times, but I call it God. So, and I'll be using that term, but you can use a divine spirit, you can use Buddha, Krishna, I say any deity you would like to use, and in your prayer treatment, or even angels, call in your angels and your guides to be all around you. And I'm so hoping that Smokey will be one of my guides now, because he was really, really wise. So anyway, so we're taking in all of that energy, having it surround us. And we're going to just do the relaxation exercise just briefly, seeing that energy come into the crown chakra, going down into the third eye, between the brows, the intuitive, and then going down and down into the cheeks and the jawline. And just relaxing your jaw. And you may even feel slack-jawed a little bit. Your tongue and your teeth relaxing. And then going down into the throat chakra. And then going down into the heart chakra. And as Ernest Holmes says, prayer working together in its oneness is love and law. Law makes the thing possible. Law is the only thing there is, that energetic presence that just says yes. And the passion of the heart, the love, is what brings it to life in us. And then we're able to act from that passion. So love and law working together. So the heart and the mind working together, very, very important. And I always see that heart being filled with that lotus, that white lotus just opening. And you can see the seeds of the lotus. You can see a deity being there, whatever you want, but it's opening and saying yes to this moment, yes to this relaxation, yes to just being together right here, right now. So we're going to now see that light going all the way around the shoulders, down the back, vertebrae by vertebrae, wrapping around into the solar plexus, relaxing the solar plexus, relaxing the sacral chakra, the beautiful orange sacral chakra, going down into the root chakra, the red, and just filling that energy, just relaxing, letting go, just relaxing, relaxing in your chair, and then letting go, letting go, letting go. And then going down to the hips, relaxing the hips and the thighs and the knees and the calves. And going out the ankles and down the feet, just relax in, listening to my voice. If you fall asleep or your subconscious is, you're hearing your subconscious, just say thank you for sharing. I'm going into this relaxation right now. And see that light going down, down, down into the center of the earth. And the center of the earth can look like whatever you want. And as I always say, the center of the earth, you take that light and you wrap it around and anchor yourself. Because although we are always connected to all the dimensions and all of the universes in that aspect of who we are in that oneness, we have chosen this experience in this third dimensional physical body to learn as much as we can while we are here so that we can go back into that bliss, into that nothingness, which is the everythingness, which is the oneness, which is the awakening of the spirit divine totally within, and just being in that bliss the rest of our lives, where there is no separation. And I always say this planet is the most perfect place. I learned this long ago. This experience in this physical planet is the most wonderful opportunity. You are so gifted to be here because it helps you with emotions. Not all the planets, not all the energy is that emotional energy, and yet the emotional energy and the love of who you are and the passion of who you are needs to come in divine right order with that which is the everything that you are, for its soul's growth, for its remembrance. And the remembrance was not the separation of dark and light. Dark and light have always existed. It is the embracing of it all without any spin on the information. And especially on this planet, without the dark, there could be no light. Without the light, there could be no dark. To help us know the difference. And I say all of it in our relationships, the ups, the downs, the sideways, whatever. Those are the emotions that help you know who you are. So anybody you are in relationship with, in that law of attraction, you are in your divine right place right here and right now, because they are the greatest teacher, both in opening your heart, your mind, your soul into who you are, and how you react to who they are is really all a choice. And using again those 4 agreements where you say, is this really true? And just clarifying what someone says or someone is thinking. Instead of being hurt and personalizing and making assumptions, you go into that place of recognition that this person has been placed in your life as a perfect gift for you to awaken to who you are, the divine spirit within, on its way back on that eternal path of becoming back into the oneness. So in this relaxation, we're going to take that energy and see it just coming right back up from the grounding point, all the way back up to the heaven world and back down, surrounding us in and through and all around us, guiding and providing us. And we're going to take those 3 connecting breaths in this recognition of who we are. And so again, use whatever names or whatever vision you have. And in the silence, I'll do the first one out loud, and then 2 in the silence. With God is on the in-breath, just visualizing that light coming, just being all surrounding you, enlarging your aura and your presence right here and right now, energizing you. And knowing that you are feeling that energy surging through your body right now is on the out-breath, I am. And then 2 more silently. God is, breath, I am. Relaxing in. And I'll be telling you a little bit, just relax in, about science of mind and Ernest Holmes' teaching. First of all, Ernest Holmes never wanted a church. He wanted these spiritual tools, these scientific spiritual tools. And how he came up with this scientific affirmative prayer was never even outlined in any of his books. People dissected them to help us go straight to source and with clarity manifest in our minds, our thoughts, our deeds and actions, that which we would like to see out picture in our lives with clarity. He wanted this to be the spiritual tools that supported every religion, every divine philosophy, even atheists and agnostics, to help them clear their thinking and become packed into that one thought. He had many friends. He had many friends in Hollywood at the time. And one of his greatest friends was Einstein, who was in the middle of creating his string theory. And in that string theory, those pearls of wisdom, Einstein thought were all connected, as Ernest Holmes did. So how this became a spiritual idea in that spiritual oneness is it takes us into something greater than we are, putting faith in something greater than we are, as I say. And how it is the science is it actually is supported by scientific facts in this world, that we are all the fingerprint of God. There's no one like us in this oneness, and that everything on this planet we are part of, our chemical makeup, the same chemicals, the same energy in a grain of sand, in the drop in the ocean, or the ocean in the drop, are within us. And I love that William Blake poem. I quote from it all the time. We are, and as we see that we are the world in a grain of sand, heaven in a wild flower, that we hold eternity in our palm of our hands, and infinity in an hour. And just as is so tender to me right now, the soul goes back home always in it is never compromised. The pureness, the innocence, the oneness goes back home into the heaven world, into the oneness with its light fully intact. So it is that soul that sleeps in beams of light, and it is that lie that we were led to believe, that we see with, not through the eye, to be born in a night, to perish in a night, while that soul sleeps in beams of light in that oneness, preparing for its next experience, to go back into the nothingness of desire, so that we desire nothing, really, and to recognize that nirvana, that bliss of the one divine reflection of who we are. So the primary teaching of science of mind and new thought is that even our physical form is created by universal mind, which I call God, and it manifests or literally reflects the dominant belief system of all living people. It is a God force, an energetic force, for there is that universal mind that we are recognizing right now, spirit, intelligence. It is the origin of everything. It is first cause. It is God. It is the universal life and energy that finds an outlet in and through all that is energized and through everything that lives. And Holmes affirmed that humans, that would be us, in our soul, have access to the power of this universal mind by directing their thoughts in particularly their beliefs about the presence. And if our minds went into the future, about the future too. And that he believed in focusing on the good. And when your mind goes back to experience the pain and suffering, never look at that. Whatever that condition was, it was a false condition. As we go into that recognition that there is no limitation, we are limitless possibilities, being offered limitless possibility in this body, and that the mind can easily make an acorn from a tree as it can, creating us. That the infinite knows no difference between $1 million and a penny. It only knows that it is. So in order to receive the results, Dr. Holmes emphasized to clarify the thought that you are having a desirous passion to achieve in your life. And I always say, using that criteria, that it is the highest and best for you and everyone around you, all life around you. And then as you embody that with the passion and the love and the certainty, then you come back to that truth. And it can manifest and create in the physical world the idea, the passion, the desire. So it is in the thought, being impeccable with your word, staying on track, focusing on that which you desire most, and canceling all thoughts that take away from that, like the, oh, I don't know how this is possible. Just say, thank you for sharing. The truth is this greatest desire is manifesting in and through me. The creator that creates its creation is what's creating my creation right here and right now. And that we know that our mind is so receptive that just like Play-Doh or plastic or anything else, those thoughts make an impression in that mind. So a thought must first be received with no confusion, with clarity. Ernest Holmes said, it is the manifestation in the life of a gardener. If you use this analogy, if a gardener plants 1,000 kinds of seed, he will get 1,000 kinds of plants. And it is the same in our mind. So I'm going to end with affirmative statements. And these are actually from the Statement of Beliefs of Science of Mind from the Centers for Spiritual Living, Pleasant Valley, and all Centers for Spiritual Living. And I make them active and in the personalization. So please personalize these words, knowing there is only the one, the one, the one, the one. I am believing in the living Spirit Almighty. You can call it whatever you want. God, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Baha'u'llah, Hotep, Aman, Amin. Whatever you want to call it. It is the one indestructible, absolute, self-existent cause. I am its manifestation in and through all creation, and knowing that in and through all creation it is not absorbed by its creation, right here and right now in what I am desiring at this highest and best, which is the feeling nature combined with the law that just says yes. I am manifesting the universe, which is the body of God, the divine spirit. And as I logically state my affirmation in that which I desire, the outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of that oneness manifests. So in this recognition, which is what we are concentrating on today, I am knowing that the incarnation of spirit in me and all incarnations from the one, the one, the one, the one divine spirit that is eternal and immortal resides within and through and as me, and I can tap into that energetic presence at any time and absorb and listen to and become wiser, just like the sages that knew that there was that world in a grain of sand. And that I see the continuity of my individual soul forever and ever expanding. I am believing that heaven is within me, and that as I experience it, it experiences me to the degree that I become conscious of it. I believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest good, the highest and innermost divine spirit, God, is the one, the one, the one, manifesting perfectly through the all. I believe that that divine spirit, that the creator that creates its creation by means of me and all, feels that indwelling spirit. And I believe in the direct revelation of the truth from my intuitive, passionate heart and soul and spiritual nature, that anyone, including me especially, reveals the truth that lives in the oneness of this indwelling God. And I believe that this universal spirit, the divine presence of the one, operates through that universal mind, which is the law of the divine spirit, which I call God. And I am always surrounded by this creative mind, creative energy, which receives the direct impress of all my thoughts and then acts upon them. I believe in my own soul, my own spirit, my own destiny, for I understand that I am part of that greater divine spirit. And as I leave here today, I see that oneness wherever I go. I feel that connectedness wherever I go. And I am taking on just one thing I would like to affirm these next 5 weeks, unless it already manifests before the end of the 5 weeks, and then I choose another one. I plant that seed and clearly focus on it so that I don't get 10,000 flowers. I get the one flower of the thought, the one beauty, the one expression of that one thought. And I end with something that Ernest Holmes says, and I support, and I hope you all support too. I would rather see one person in this teaching manifest this principle than to have them repeat all the words of wisdom that have ever been uttered on this planet. So I invite you this today, just recognize the good around you. Find something that you would really like to manifest in these next 5 weeks. Write it down, go back to it. And then with loving knowingness, know that the God within you, the Spirit within you, is the same Spirit that resides throughout the entire world, the entire planet, the entire universes, and all of the universes. And all that wisdom is available to you in just the breath you breathe. The breath you breathe is breathing you. The love you love is loving you. The joy you're joying is joying you. And so it is. Have a blessed day. I love each and every one of you. Peace out. Namaste. See you tomorrow. And again, thank you for all your love and support. Mwah! See you tomorrow morning. Think of that affirmation that you want.